Just a couple of months ago, I uploaded this video to my channel, the one that's popping up on the screen right now. This video got 2,500 views, and yet it contributed $7,000 in sales to my program. And that is direct contribution, by the way. There was probably some indirect contribution from new people it attracted that then had to watch some more of my videos, which then decided to buy at a later stage. Which is insane, by the way, because just 3 years ago, I was earning $1,500 per month, working basically 13 hours per day, because I'd wake up and I'd have a 2-hour commute to work. I'd spend 9 hours at work, including the 1-hour lunch break because they didn't count lunch towards the work hours. And then I'd spend another 2 hours going home. So 13 hours in one day. I'd do that for an entire month and make $1,500. So now to upload one video and make $7,000 is crazy. And just, year and a half, 2 years ago, I was basically broke whilst getting millions of views on my videos on my other YouTube channel. What if I told you you could literally be getting these same results in as little as a few weeks from now? Yes, you could have a $1,000 product on your channel. You could make a 2,000 view video fairly quickly. All it takes is some basic skills and experimentation to get a 2,000 view video on YouTube. Then you post that video, you get like 10 interested people in your product. 4 of those people buy, and all of a sudden, you've made $4,000 from a 2,000 view video. That's the point of this video, is to show you that anyone can do this, that these numbers should be normalized. They're actually doable for everyone. The problem is, most people, they start social media accounts with the intention of building a following, and they basically put zero thought into actually running a business and being able to sell something to that following. And what ends up happening to the successful ones that do that is they end up where I was a few years ago. I had like 50,000 subscribers and I was just barely scraping by. So before we get started, to get my personal help with doing this, because you most likely already have the prerequisites to get started, click the link below. It's a link to book a call with me. And on that call, I basically just ask you a bunch of questions, figure out if I can help you, and then I tell you about my thing, and then you either buy it or you don't buy it. It's that simple. On to the rest of the video. The first step to making this work is having something expensive to sell and making it worth it. On this channel, I often say you need to sell something for over $500, and the same is the case here. Now, this probably shouldn't be an online course because those don't exactly have the best reputation right now, right? But a very good kind of metric, I don't know why I said that. A very cool metric to use for this is that product should be transformation based, right? If you could click your fingers, let's say right now you don't have a body that you like. And if you could click your fingers and have a perfect body, like a six-pack, chiseled, you look like you're on steroids, but you're not even on steroids. If you could click your fingers to make that happen instantly, how much would you pay for that? $2,000, $3,000, $4,000? These transformations are worth a lot of money to people, and that's why you need to focus especially in your marketing, on that transformation. And obviously the product itself is very transformation based as well. You're not like just providing mentorship to someone. You're not just coaching someone, you're giving a transformation. For example, I literally have a client who's a DJ, and he has figured out how to get paid like $2,000 per gig, per night. How insane is that? And basically, a lot of DJs in his area, he's noticed, they really don't charge as much as they could be charging. So they charge like $100, $200, $300 per gig. He is literally earning 10 times more money for the same amount of work as them. And what he does is he gets these DJs in. He uses his contacts and his expertise to show them how to charge that much. And then they basically immediately get that transformation that they want. That's just one example, but this could literally be with anything. You could help people with weight loss, you could provide people with jobs, you can teach people a skill, literally anything that's a transformation. So now that we have this transformation in mind, the next thing we have to do is get leads that are interested in that transformation and buying that transformation from you on social media. And there's two types of content that we're going to be using for this. The first one, I call it nurturing based content. And this content, it doesn't actually get you that many sales, but what it does do is get people familiar with you. Because people, they don't really buy from robots, right? They buy from other people. There's literally like thousands of online fitness coaches out there, but it's still possible to start a fitness coaching brand and make a lot of money with it. The thing that will set you apart from the other coaches is literally just you, your personality. So this type of content, it's personal. It might be vlogs, like a day in the life vlog, talking about yourself. This is where the personal branding part of all of this comes in. If you think about it this way, when you're watching a video like this, right, there's like points that are being made. For example, you need to have a good mindset to be successful. I am far from the only person that has ever spoken about mindset on social media, especially in the sense of like making money as an entrepreneur. Everything of value has probably already been said in the past. So what you have to do is set yourself apart, because there's no one out there that is quite like you. And that's what this content is doing. This kind of content, it never really gets me that many conversions, but that's not the point. The point is you need to set yourself apart from the sea of other people that are making content on the same thing as you. And the next type of video is a value video. So you want a pretty even split between the two, maybe slightly more value videos than the other type, but the rarer the value in this video, the better. The more unique, the more you can stand out with the value that you provide, the more people will be interested in buying your thing. If you can somehow say something that someone's never heard before, it's likely that they're going to be really interested in what you have to offer. So the views in that video are pretty much a direct representation of how you package that video. So the title and the thumbnail, and for short form content, that's just going to be the first 3 seconds. When they scroll onto that video, does it hook their attention in the first 3 seconds? Does it make them want to keep watching? The views are basically solely based from that. The amount of value you provide, it does make the views slightly higher, but the annoying and brutal truth is that if your thumbnail sucks, you could have the best video in the world, but it just won't get any views. There needs to be something about the title and the thumbnail that stands out. So that's the case for views. However, the amount of interested people you get, the amount of people that turn from views to people that actually want to buy your thing, is literally a direct correlation between how much value you provide in the video. So the more value you provide, the more views will turn into buyers. The next topic is selling your thing in the video itself. Now, this is a big gray area, and a lot of creators actually disagree on this. A lot of people say that selling too hard in the video, it basically ruins your goodwill and your reputation, and it makes people not want to buy from you. But I've actually had the complete opposite experience. I noticed that if I don't sell at all in the video, if I don't say, hey, check the link out in the description, I don't get any more views than usual. I don't get any more positive comments than usual. And I just stop making as much money as I did before. Whereas if I have a call to action in the middle of the video and the end of the video, it always leads to more interested people. And yes, maybe mentioning your product in the video burns some leads, right? It puts people off that have an aversion to being sold to. But this is kind of going into the any benefit mindset approach. You can't just look at any possible benefit and use it as an excuse to do the thing. If doing call to actions in your videos burns leads, but it overall leads to more money being made, then add call to actions in your videos. And from my experience, having these call to actions always has led to more money made. This is a complex topic that warrants an entire video in itself, because there's always things like the longevity of your brand and how it affects that, but I'm not going to go too deep into that. Just know that having more call to actions in the individual video, if you're using the individual video as a case study, it will lead to more conversions. Next thing, once you have clients that have worked with you, talk about them in the videos. It's funny because it's almost like, I don't know, when you're watching a film and then there's like, for example, an Audi that just drives past, or you very clearly see a logo in the video. It's almost like product placement, right? So if those companies do it, you can do it too. Sometimes when I have a point that I'm making, I use my clients as an example. For the viewer, it's just this constant reminder. You're keeping it in their head the whole time so that they're more likely to go and interact with that link that you need them to click on. For me, it's almost natural to talk about my clients now because I literally spend like hours every day on client calls. Don't force it if you don't have, obviously if you don't have any clients, don't talk about it, and don't force it. If it feels forced, it's gonna come across forced in the video. But if you can get away with talking about your thing to make a point, you may as well do it. Let's talk a bit about the actual link in the description itself. A lot of people, when they click on that link, people have a very complex sales page, and it's usually the very established entrepreneurs that have that. And they have put a lot of thought into those pages. Having a very complex sales page can be a little bit risky if you're not a copywriter, right? It's a bit like what people in the red pill dating space say. If you're on a date with a girl, you just need to shut up. Just let her speak for the majority of the date so that you don't like risk anything coming out of your mouth that ruins the situation. It's a bit of the same thing here. Sometimes it's better to say less and just let the video that they've just watched do the talking, because they're clearly interested in your product if they've clicked on your link, so you may as well not mess it up once they're already there. Sure, if you've done your research, if you've got a coach, if you've read a bunch of books, do it. But even for me, I found that having a very simple page that I lead people to, it still gets quite good conversions. So don't sweat too much about it. I remember I used to really be intimidated by this. I used to put off making a product because I didn't want to make the sales page for it. So just know that it's not necessary. You don't need to have some really complicated thing when they click on that link. Just keep it simple. The next thing and the final thing is confidence in your product. And this is literally the most important part of all of this, because the way you speak about what you sell influences everything. Right now, for me, it's easy to be confident in my product because I have literally changed lives. When you first start, it's not going to be as easy to come across as confident because you might not even have a client yet. So do your best to sound confident when you're talking about your product. This will be hard at the start, but it gets easier over time. For me now, I've literally taken someone that was struggling, earning $1,500 per month, to a month later earning $5,500 per month. So it's easy for me to be confident now, but for you, it's just a process like everything else. The next thing that's kind of under the confidence umbrella that shows you have confidence in your business is a guarantee. You must have a guarantee for your business. My guarantee is that people will make money. If you join my program, you will make money. Otherwise, I'll give you your money back. And by the way, see how I used that point as an excuse to talk about my program? Anyway, the reason you need a guarantee is because it literally gets you 10 times more people through the door. And sure, someone might take advantage of the guarantee to get their money back, especially if it's like unconditional, like if you're unsatisfied within 30 days, you can get your money back. Sure, someone might just get the information from you and run away, but the vast majority of people are fair and they won't take advantage of you. And by the way, even if one person does take advantage of the guarantee, the 9 other people you signed on because of the guarantee will far outweigh that one person that tried to screw you over. So that's it for this video. If you follow all of the steps, seriously, watch this video all the way through again and make notes. If you follow all of the steps in this video, you will get the exact same results I'm getting. And as always, to get my personal help with doing this, you will make money. Otherwise, I'll give you your money back. Click the link below. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video.